Okay guys, well I am going to be trying this again, this filming outside, and so today is the day I am going to make a valiant attempt at doing the Blueberry Cove bead challenge. So on the other film, the other video that is, when I read about the challenge where it says make a pair of earrings using one or more of the, I called it Milleflori. I wasn't reading it properly. It's Milleflori, which means 1,000 flowers. So those ones are these little guys right here. So yeah, that's the challenge I have to take, is these ones, to make one or more, or a pair of earrings using one or more of these. I'm just going to shut off the camera, pull these guys out, and I'll come back. Alright, I've pulled about 6 beads off of there. I don't know if I'll use them all. Maybe I'll only use 2. I'm not really sure. And I'm trying to use everything that I got from the Blueberry Cove bead box, although it's not a requirement. Alright, so some of the things that we're going to be needing for this project. I've got my 6 Milleflori beads removed from the strand. Somehow I want to try and incorporate these. Even though I'm not a big fan of them, I'll probably take a couple of those off the strand. I'll set these aside because I may use a few things off of there. I don't know. We'll see what works, what doesn't. Now, in addition to what came with the bead box, I'll set those guys aside just for a moment. Because it's earrings, I have some ear hooks and some jump rings. So 2 of those, one for each earring. And I'll take out 2 of those, one for each earring, of course. In addition to those, get those out of the way. So I have definitely a few things from the Blueberry Cove box. Set those up there. In addition to that, I want to use, these are size 10 silver, these are size 8, and those I'm going to be using up here, so I only need a couple of those. I don't need that many, just 2. I'll show you what I'm going to do with those a little bit later. I definitely want a few of these, so I'll spill a few of those onto my mat for now. I'm not entirely sure how I'll be using them, but I will use them. And then finally, the other thing that I want to do is, these are some size 15s, and I want to use those somehow. So I'm going to just try and figure out, probably that's the closest color there. So I'll probably use these 15s. Those are silver lined, so they're perfect. Okay, this is it. Spill a few of those out. Oh, those are nice. I think those will look really good. Spill a few of those out. I have to remove some of these pink beads. I will get those off the string and I will be right back. I'm going to be using a size 11 needle, and I've got Fireline. So what I'm going to pick up is one of the pink, a 10-0, a pink, 10-0, a pink bead, a 10-0, one more pink, and another 10-0. I'm going to slide all of those down. I'm going to leave myself a fairly good tail. And I'm going to go through all of these beads just a couple more times. So I'm going to do some right angle weave with this. And I want to go through here a few times just because this is not, these beads are pretty big and kind of loose-ish, and it just makes the right angle weave really floppy and loose and horrible. Hold on to that. And so I want to go through this at least 2 times. I want to reinforce a couple all the way around. Now, you know, it's really interesting. When I first started doing beadwork, people always talked about right angle weave just being this really difficult thing, and how peyote stitch was really easy, and I found it just the opposite. And I don't know why. I don't understand why I didn't understand peyote, because it's actually, people are right, it's actually a pretty simple stitch. So I'm going to go past my tail, and I'm going to continue on up. I'll probably use my tail to put on an ear hook. And then I'm going to come out the pink bead. So that's what I have, is I've got this little square set here. So now I'm going to add another unit on here, so I need to pick up a size 10, a pink, size 10, another pink, size 10, a pink, and one more size 10. So again, I'm not making this into a tutorial, but I'll show you sort of as I go along. So I'm coming out of the top of this bead. I'm going to go through just the pink bead, not the silver beads. And this one too, I will really do some reinforcing. So I'm going to flip that over in my hands, and I'm going to go up that size 10 through this pink and the size 10, and just let everything catch on stuff and let it all pull apart. Not a good idea. Alright, make sure that's, there we go, good. Really hate these corners. It's the one thing I don't like about this little bead mat thing I have. It's just those corners they're brutal. As soon as I catch on something, it can really pull apart. Very delicate work, and that drives me crazy. Okay, there we go. Back through. There we are. Back through. And this too will be just a really, really, really simple design. Back up. There we go. And there. Just like that. So that's what I have, is I've got these two little boxes here. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to attach, let's see how this works, but I want to sit those two sort of on top of there, and then yeah, well, we'll see how that's going to work, I guess. Let's try 3, the Milleflori, picked up 1 bead, that's a bonus. And so we'll do 3, come back through there, and pull. Nice. Okay, I think that's going to look much better. So we'll pick up another 3 of the pink beads, and I will go through that side as well. Coming back out. Pick up another 3, and we'll go back up through just the pink bead. There we are. And I might have to kind of play around with that a little bit, but I think that will work kind of cute. Okay, so I'm going to come back up these 3 here. through the bead, down at these three here, okay, and then back up that center bead to put myself in position again so I can put the next one on. I think I'm kind of liking how that's looking. That's sort of cool. 2, 3. Put on another one of my Milleflori. 3 more. So I'm coming out of the top of that center bead, so I'm going to go in through the bottom of this one. I think I am anyway. I'm just going to turn this around so I'm working with it in a better direction for me. I'll pick up 3 and back through that side and 3 more, and we'll come up through that. Hopefully I haven't been out of frame here. I'm concentrating so hard on where my beads are supposed to go. So, how's that look? I guess I just have to sort of kind of play with them a little bit to get them to where I want them to go. And yes, that looks quite good. I like that. So I'm gonna now go back up these guys through here, and maybe I'll embellish the sides here. I'll see. We'll just see if that's going to work or not. It might not. Let's see. Yeah, it looks kind of cute. I won't embellish this because I think that's where I will put my, yeah, I think I like that actually. Well, while I'm here then, I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, size 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see if that's going to work or not. Will that be enough to make a loop with? I think so. Should anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of cute. Okay, so I'm going to now continue on through that silver bead and the pink bead. And try to center that a little bit better. Alright, so 9 of these. Alright, and back through the pink bead, the silver bead. And now, because we're doing right angle weave here, I have to follow my thread. So because I'm doing right angle weave, I need to go up through this center bead and through, my big dog's here now, and through the silver size 10 and through the pink bead. are. And so now we'll pick up 9. Beads. So I'm coming out of this end, I'm going to go back through this end and through that size 10 and pull. Go back through the pink bead on the top there. And move that silver bead out of my way. Another 9. Okay, that's 9. Back through. Back through the silver bead and through that pink bead. There we are. Another 9 beads. And 9. And back through that bead. Perfect. Through the silver bead, through the center bead. There we go. And that's what we got so far. I think that's kind of cool. I actually really quite like that. Actually, I love it. It's much better than the other design I did. It's an interesting looking earring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these off now. Now all I have to do is put my hook on there. And so the way I do that is I'll open up one of my little jump rings. I can do this by hand. And I like to go through these size 8s here. Let's see if I can get through this, mind you, because it's all pretty tight in there right now. I'll use this. I prefer to put my jump ring through one of these beads, and the reason why is because I find that putting it through the string, I can never close that ring tight enough to make it stay. It always falls off every time without failure. It falls off, so it drives me a little bit crazy. So grab another round nose pair here, and just to hold that part still so I can bring these guys back together. There we are. And that's it. That's really sweet. I like that little earring. So that's my challenge done. Haha, did it. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish up the other little earring off camera, and then I'll clear all this stuff out of the way. Actually, I'll just put it on top of the little black bag so you can have a better look at it. Okay, I will put this other one together, and I will see you in a few minutes. Well, there you have it. That's the Blueberry Cove Beads Challenge done. So I'm pretty happy with these. My first real challenge, my first real kind of thinking on the fly, I guess, trying to create something. And I'm glad I got this done because apparently my next shipment is coming out soon. The one that I got in May, I ordered sort of later on in the month, and so that kind of came late, and consequently so did June's, but apparently they've caught me up. So I guess they're going to be sending the next one out really soon, in the next 3 days. So yeah, I had to get this one done. So the next one, I've already got an idea actually for my my cooksa. that I talked about in the very first video. So I am going to be working on, it's just a simple stringing project, so it'll be probably a fairly short video, I think, and I'm going to be doing stuff with my, or for my cooksa to put that on a chain. Anyway, until the next video, we'll see you later.